How's it going, laser bruises up? I'm Sixkilla. Welcome back to Danganronpa V3. It is time for us to continue our third class trial. I've got a pretty strong suspicion of Kyo here for Tenko's murder. No idea about Angie's at this stage, but we got a long way to go yet. Let's carry on. Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. A victim quiz? Not a culprit quiz? The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn-out, boring crap. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden?
It's okay.
I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? They could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I'm the real victim here. Me. Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
Absolutely right.
That's the right answer, Monodam. Why? He hasn't said anything.
Hey.
Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep, even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner. Oh wow, we get a participation award? Nice. Because then everyone mourns you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity.
Daddy.
Oh daddy, you don't need to reveal these kind of behind the scenes details.
All right.
Dying makes you more popular? Then we gotta die soon too. You will, don't worry. I mean, they're already wiping out pretty damn quick. I'm sure you'll all join them soon enough.
Ooh, this is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
It's pretty terrible. Just saying.
I'm fine with real ghosts. The impressions of them are too scary.
Logic does not compute.
No,
Did you hear something?
logic does not compute.
No, I didn't hear anything. You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns.
Why?
So round, so sweet, so delicious.
Sweet roll.
That doesn't sound scary at all.
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Stop killing them then.
Did you hear something? No, I didn't hear anything.
Sounds like they're both gonna die.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into your trap, did you not? Then you used that trap to kill Tenko, yes?
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that twat?
Whoa.
Wait, must be some mistake. No way Himiko is culprit.
I agree.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening.
What?
I don't care anymore. I'm too tired.
I've heard you say that before.
Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just go ahead.
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Not
Damn
really.
it. Don't tell me you've given up.
She gave up a long time ago.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the outcome of this trial.
Yeah, you should care because of me.
Just shut up. I told you, I'm too tired. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is unmistakably the culprit.
No, you were. You bastard.
Impossible! Himiko would never kill Tenko! Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by Himiko's face.
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
Plus, we know that's not the only room that's had the crossbeam cut. All of them have, we reckon. We know at least 2 of them have, though, but presumably all of them had, so it doesn't matter which room she picked. They would all work. And I reckon that Kyo did that, and then made her pick so that he could blame her later.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit. Somehow.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
You're pushing real hard for this, aren't you, dude?
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. Gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth.
Better truth.
So no give
True
up,
truth.
Himiko.
Truth 2.0. Himiko, I know how you feel. I felt the same way after Kaede died. But we can't give up. We survived. We can't give up for the sake of everyone who died. Let's do this. We know it's not you, Himiko.
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's
Kokichi is our
decision.
evidence.
What if someone steered her into picking that room?
No.
Of the 3 empty rooms,
They're all trapped, asshole.
why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you laid your trap there.
Was Trap only in that room?
No.
Other rooms may be trapped.
Oh yeah.
I agree. It's just like Gonta said. Each room was the same. They were all trapped.
And then Himiko was picked to choose so that you could blame her as the culprit with reasonable evidence.
What? Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
I was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
I think you might have concussion, dude. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting the floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. What bad luck.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard, right?
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
Works for me.
Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
Yep.
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
Yep.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
It's you fucking wanker.
Especially you!
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko, right?
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you?
The one thing they seem to be forgetting is the fact that she would not be heavy enough to lift Himiko's entire body by stomping on that board. End of story. That would be enough to write her off as a suspect. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. Please.
Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up. This is our responsibility. We live on.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. If I gave up here, I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
You gotta get vengeance.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive!
Do not say everyone. After all, the Blackened is still among us.
Indeed.
Jeez, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro. Your soul, bro?
Well, anyway.
We're soulmates
do
now.
you think the Blackened this time has some sort of superpower?
No.
What are you talking about?
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
We never went into the rooms, apart from right at the beginning, except for the seance. So why would we step through it?
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic. Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Why did no one step on the floorboard until it was used for murder? That's it, that must be the reason. Oh, because the circle was there. He drew the circle and he said, "Nobody step on the circle. Nobody step on it." Because he's the murderer.
It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
He did that on purpose, so that no one would step on it. Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. If the magic circle is broken, not only will the seance fail, but it may also unleash a curse.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle.
You know, everything... we already know it's Kyo. Why are we dancing around
That's
it?
why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
Yeah, huh?
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
That's right. If that's the case, then the culprit... There's no doubt in my mind. They're the one who killed Tenko. Only one person had the opportunity and the motive. Oh, come on. This one's the easiest one ever.
It has to be you!
Well, duh. It all points to him.
Was it you?
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo? Why do you suspect me?
Because everything points to you?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle.
And you were the one who picked the sheet up off of the top of the cage? And you're the one that would be heavy enough to stomp on the thing to lift her up? None of us else would have been heavy
The circle
enough.
kept us from discovering the seesaw trick.
Definitely not Himiko, but also not Shuichi, and probably not Kokichi either. They're all little people, you know? And Tenko's a big person. Kyo's the only one even bigger.
But that's not all it was for.
But did he kill Angie?
The murder succeed.
That's the question.
Variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined.
You put the stone there so that her head would be in the right
Those
spot?
variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this murder. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Yep.
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did you do it?
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each Blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this is.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes?
Sure.
So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
You knew where it was. You set the fucking thing up. Come on.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
how can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my question first.
He's calm because he didn't kill Angie. So he's not technically the Blackened and we can't punish him for his murder. Right? The culprit stepped on that exact floorboard, even in the darkness. Oh, because that's the entryway to the circle, right? In a room that dark, it's hard to imagine the culprit found the right board. Although, even after I put out the candle, I could move along the wall with my hand.
Wait a minute. Maybe...
Did you figure it out?
That is... The culprit didn't even need to see it all. They used... touch. They felt their way there.
That's it!
Obviously. That's hardly a revelation.
The culprit used touch. They didn't see. they felt.
And that circle, the magic circle they drew, had an entryway that we walked up to move all the shit in. That'd be where the board was.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't think it was near wall.
And then they felt the salt.
So they probably used something besides the wall to move then, right?
The circle, the salt on the circle.
Were there any other markers within reach?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
No, I'm sure there was something. A landmark they could have used to determine where the floorboard was. I know it must have been at the scene. I know it. It's the circle. The circle. A magic circle, is it? Eye? Can I have an eye, please? Go. I need an E. There it is. I see you, E.
I see now.
They always use such weird terminology.
The magic circle. They used the magic circle.
Uh-huh.
Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to get to the loose floorboard.
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it, yes?
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
No, he scribbled it
Not
out.
anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
I see, another piece of the puzzle. Drawing the circle with salt, all but guaranteed it would be temporary. The investigation itself would have gotten rid of the evidence. Clever.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
Did you take a photo? Good boy.
What a pain. We don't have any way to check it now.
Kakiti, knock it off.
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention?
Oh, I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Miu add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What's that?
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it! With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so what is this function?
It's an image recording function.
Yeah, I thought so. You got a camera.
Image recording?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory.
Nice.
I'll give it a try. Ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, it comes out your mouth? Really?
From your mouth?
I also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay. Got it.
I reluctantly took the paper from Kibo's mouth. Very reluctantly. So this is the magic circle used for the seance.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
There's 4 lines heading out to the corners from the circle. That's not in the book. Notice anything? These lines.
There!
They're not in the book.
This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, I never would have seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie?
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appears in the document. But that's a lie, isn't it? The magic circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
Yep.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my thanks? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Kibo's getting some recognition.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, you don't know about that.
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds. Your what? Why? Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality. Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so...
I'm sure it does.
See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares.
She does like talking about her poop.
Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just give up and admit it already.
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction.
Oh, here we go. Oh, we're not doing the slicey thing again, are we? I hate that.
Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object. To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion.
Unimportant?
Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Do entertain me.
Well, I just spilled shit everywhere. I can't be trusted with a liquid.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon?
The sickle, yeah.
It was set up in the cage.
No, it was set up on the
People
cage.
capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
It was on the cage, with the blade through the cage, not in the cage.
We could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later.
No. Only the person who removed the
Because we
sheet
weren't
could
the
do
ones
that.
who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko.
No,
But
it's the
only
sheep.
people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
You took the sheet off. It was on top of the cage, under the sheet, stupid ass. It's obvious. Asshole.
The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth.
And then put the dog statue on top of it so it didn't move.
And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth.
Uh-huh.
Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
What?
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now. Alas.
So, it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by Monokuma. But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
He thinks he didn't kill Angie.
You still don't understand?
But maybe he did kill Angie too.
I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless?
You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
Ah, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are 2 blackened candidates? Well, I have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue. Because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie. You probably killed Angie too.
Probably.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
We do need to deal with him if he killed Tenko, regardless of whether he killed Angie or not.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
I agree. I think he did. Like I said at the very, very beginning, his sword's there. He wanted to kill someone as an excuse to try and do the seance, etc.
We should talk it out more. This case might have juicy plot twists waiting to happen.
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the culprit.
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to look at it.
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
That's true.
The culprit's one of you! Wowee! This argument is getting intense! At times like this, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present
Oh, here we go.
its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Why were you waiting for it?
Because he's an asshole. Kyo confessed to killing Tenko, but insists he didn't kill Angie. We won't forgive Kyo for what he did, but we can't vote until we know the facts. I have to pin down the evidence and convince everyone. Alright, this is a nice easy one. I like these ones. And it's got a cool animated intro too. Even more reason to like it. But it is easy too. You know, this episode's gonna be real long. I should have brought more drink. The second round in the class trial is always like 2 hours long, so.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo! We don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
No.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
I got
Angie.
this, but he couldn't get into Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Lab.
Kyo, anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but he not blackened?
Blackened.
Kokichi, perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
Indeed.
He's planning to use the new rule to protect
Kyo!
Rule.
Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of
I got this.
Last
Not
one.
yet. there's still another mystery to solve.
Who killed Angie? Kapow!
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery?
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene.
The dry blood.
I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Yes, the outlying piece of evidence at Tenko's murder scene. The dry blood is Angie's blood. He still had Angie's blood on him when he set the thing up for Tenko's murder. Oh my god, it totally was him. It's the dry blood, right? Where is it? Dry blood under the floor. Boom.
This is it!
That proves it was Kyo.
The blood stain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation.
It's Angie's blood. But we don't have DNA evidence around here.
It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
No.
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we found it. But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Oh, we got you.
Weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
The bloodstain under the floorboard was dry because it was there before Tenko was killed. It happened before the seance. That too. Both of those.
The bloodstain wasn't from Tenko's murder. It was there before we started the seance.
Oh yeah.
Before the seance?
Yeah, it's Angie's blood. That should make clear whose blood it was. It was Angie's blood. It was still on Kyo from when he murdered her. While he was setting up the crossbeam
wasn't Tenko's.
for Tenko's murder.
Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ah, I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
It's true.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start.
Sure you did.
So I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual misleading none.
Oops.
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own and headed for the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true, or...? Presumably. What was she going for? What did she need for the ritual? The Necronomicon.
The art research lab.
Hang on, can I read the Necronomicon thing? The Resurrecting Ritual. Prepare an effigy for the dead soul you wish to contact. Blah blah blah. Burn the She needed something to burn the Necronomicon to ashes. That's why the Necronomicon hadn't been burned yet. She went to get something to burn it with. Candles from the rooms on the walls.
Is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead!
Yes.
She left her lab on her own?
Yeah.
But why would she go into an empty room?
Because it had
There shouldn't
candles
have been
that were
anything
lit.
in there.
Except for candles.
That's it! Candle!
To burn the Necronomicon.
Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Yep.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
Close.
No. Angie was gonna use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
Exactly.
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab.
Or in most places here, because it would be a weapon.
So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held.
Yep.
Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's bloodstain under the floorboards.
It's true.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will.
God.
Or maybe the power of magic.
Don't you fucking start.
Neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already.
Hmm.
You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab?
She wasn't murdered in that room. She was just hurt. Wounded. Because she's got 2 wounds. A head wound and a neck wound. You bashed her over the head in the seance room. That's where the little bit of blood came from. You took her back to the lab. Then you stabbed her in the neck and killed her.
It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
Yeah.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room.
Yeah, me too.
She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
It means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. 2 wounds. Forehead injury.
This is it!
She was knocked
The
out with
fatal
it or
wound
something.
was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana.
Mm-hmm.
But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear?
It's all clear that when they start losing it, you know it's them who's guilty.
What are you? All clear?
See? See? It's obvious you're guilty now. Look at you.
What are you all...
You.
You what? What are...
I will not fear. I will not back down.
I had a feeling you might be a woman under there.
Sweet Korekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
You multiple personalities?
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all.
Uh-huh.
It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog!
You know, this was the easiest one to figure out yet.
Nothing is clear at all!
You suck at murder, Mr. Kier. Mrs. Kier, whatever. Not the sword thing again, I hate that. Bloody duct tape.
Angie was attacked in the empty room
Forgot about
first, and then carried into the research lab?
Yeah.
Impossible! Impossible! That's
Why?
nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
Sure.
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
Sounds reasonable to
You say
me.
the culprit carried Angie's body, and not a single drop of blood fell. The hallway and
Jesus.
empty room had no bloodstains.
That's what the duct tape was for. I'm sorry, I got overzealous. I'm sorry, I got
You
overzealous.
say the culprit carried Angie's body, and not
duct
a
tape
single
is to
drop
stop
of
you bleeding.
blood fell. The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words.
Oh, you are fucked, son.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
So it didn't leave a mess.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of.
Yeah, but he's a
since it
bit
was
sloppy.
hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
Thanks, Atua.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
As long as it irritates you.
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Yeah. It's the same twat as before. And I assume he killed the second one just to throw off suspicion.
It has to be you.
Although it kind of made it more obvious. But whatever.
It's
Guess it was a
you,
fuck up,
Kyo.
huh?
You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why? Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Yes.
Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
Really?
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
One of them was an accident. It had to be Angie because Tinko's one was meticulously planned.
Huh? Which one?
Murder was an accident. Had to be Angie. Because we don't know much about the planning of that one. I assume you just saw her and
Angie's
knocked
murder
her
was
out.
an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room,
She saw it.
Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then why did he bother going through with Tinko's killing?
Then he should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tinko.
He only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Yeah, a lot more.
Why, Kyo? Why you kill two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am?
Because you are.
Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for sure.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
Apart from the fact that he's a creepy weirdo.
Seems like he's talking with someone.
Apart from the fact that he's a creepy weirdo, he also seems to have multiple personalities.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them.
Doesn't matter whether you do or not, as long as we all vote for you, it doesn't matter.
For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses.
Well
I wonder how we're gonna kill this guy.
Good job, Korekiyo.
Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
He always has. No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room.
The floorboard. That's why there's blood on it.
That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
He hit her with the floorboard to knock her out.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Come on. Apologize. Apologize, apologize. Apologize, 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 apologize.
You done?
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I think he's off his meds. I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. I know what weapon he used on Angie, and I have to prove it to him. Alright, it's the ending time.
I have
Here we go,
nothing to
here we go.
admit. You are simply wrong.
Yes, I'm not the culprit.
So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong.
Yes, I'm not the culprit.
So I have nothing to confess. Why must you force your delusions on us?
Your logic. That's merely a delusion.
Well said, Korekiyo. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us?
Your logic. That's merely a delusion.
Well said, Korekiyo.
Shit.
To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you...
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me!
Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Apologize. Apologize, apologize.
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me!
Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Apologize.
Jesus Christ.
Apologize. Apologize.
Apologize. Apologize, apologize.
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me!
Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Apologize. Apologize. Apologize.
Apologize. Apologize, apologize.
I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me!
Korekiyo speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
God, this is hard, man.
You have no proof that Korekiyo is the killer.
It ends here!
Floorboard.
Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
It wasn't the murder weapon. The murder weapon was the sword still. The floorboard just knocked her out.
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
So
Good
the
point.
blood fell through.
Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Unless there was a shitload of it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
That makes sense.
Ah!
That's a good scream, man. Good work. Very impressive.
I believe that while Keel was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with the floorboard.
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
So it's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end.
Yep.
All right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Shuichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time.
Oh yeah, the comic book thing. I always forget about that.
I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
I'm ready. Who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Oh shit, wrong button. How do we... Oh, there we go. Path mode was stop. I see. Next. What weapon knocked Angie unconscious? Floorboard. Press the wrong button, my bad. What was compressing the injury on Angie's head? The tape. What weapon killed Angie? The katana. Removed the gold leaf katana? No. Do we have just katana? No. Alright. Whose effigy was stabbed with the katana? We don't have that either. The handle of the spinning katana? Oh, the sliding lock. Hit the sliding lock. Geez, we don't get any more for a while. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? I have no idea. We'll get to that later. What object did Tenko rest her forehead on during the seance? The stone? What weapon did the culprit set up on the iron cage? The sickle. Where's that? We had that, didn't we? I guess not. Sickle place to kill. There you go. Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing the candles? Me, but I don't have that. How was the culprit able to move around in the darkness during the seance? The path. One more. And it's the removed the katana thing. Is this the katana one? Yeah. Okay. Now we should be able to get this one. What is it? Who is the culprit in the saw? With the saw. The culprit with the saw in the empty room. There's none of those. It was Kokichi. Where's... Not Kokichi, Kyo. Maybe this? Cut crosspiece? It's not really the question then. It wasn't who was it. Whose effigy was stabbed with the katana? Kaede. Kind of the wrong question to ask. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? Kokichi. Who besides Kokichi is responsible? Shuichi. When the culprit approached the cage, they stomped hard on the floorboard and then messed up the circle so that we couldn't see how it was done.
The truth of the case.
Boom. You are fucked, Kyo.
Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room.
Clever.
To cut the cross pieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the cross pieces in all 3 rooms.
Then dipshit walked in on them.
However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations.
Just tell him you're doing some late night carpentry.
She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting cross pieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit.
Smack.
The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding.
Such a barbaric one, considering the other one was so meticulously planned.
Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab.
But in this case, it was all just... Oh, just smack this lady with a thing.
While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab.
Bit of an oversight using the katana from your own lab, don't you think?
They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down.
Like some kind of weird ritual sacrifice.
There were 2 reasons for this. To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance.
The rear entrance of the lady. Rear entrance of Kaede.
And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope.
Too soon? Definitely too soon.
After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it.
Mm-hmm.
The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times.
It's true.
Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind.
And you were
Perhaps the
unable to
culprit
come in and
noticed
fix it then.
But by that point, it was too late.
Can't get back
The
in.
room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside.
Fool.
Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance.
It's too unnecessary to kill 2 people.
Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance.
There's no way you'd be able to convince us to do the seance without killing someone first anyway. So he had to kill her so that we'd do the seance. But then why did he need to kill 2 people? Except for funsies.
I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium, but our culprit had another plan: to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage.
He's a sick fuck, man.
She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner, finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
Ah, we got him. Hey, that was faster than usual too. The last one was like 2 hours.
That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Oh yeah, it's pretty solid. It's pretty airtight.
Sweet Korekio. There are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
That you got caught.
My one regret. My only regret.
Was getting caught.
Not
Was that I
able
have.
to make 100 friends.
Is that I have bonitis.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already!
Roger that! One voting time coming up!
Thanks, Monokuma.
The heart racing excitement as
The heart racing excitement!
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off.
It's voting time!
Be glad to get rid of him, to be honest. Creepy weirdo. Bye.
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
Shall we? I think it's going to be pretty unanimous. Apart from he's probably going to vote for us, right? Just like the last one did. No, he even voted for himself. Shit, he really did give up. Kirumi didn't. She voted for us.
Blackened. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
He even voted for himself. He knew he was fucked. He knew the jig was up. Yay, I love mono coins. I need to go buy some more gifts, huh? We're at 90-something% of the gifts already. All rise. I'll take an A. 300 coins. Hell yeah. No back route. Never figured that out yet. Seriously, you're correct again? Amazing! This is the third correct verdict in a row. If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus round. How's this gonna last that long? There's not enough of us.
For now.
It's finally over. Not yet, I haven't heard his answer yet. Kyo, why? Why'd you kill Angie and Tika?
Right.
Yeah, he no need to kill them both, no matter what motive he have. Motive? Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did though, how did that trigger a murder?
Hey!
Don't tell me, were you actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito?
Shut up!
I never said I was scared. A resurrection ritual had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it? Because we're friends. I'll tell you, I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that. So it had nothing to do with the motive. Then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
From the bottom of my heart, someone so dear, someone I long for.
I love her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart.
Is it you, but the girl version?
Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
What?
Bragging about your perfect love life? Fuck you. Some of us aren't that lucky. To see this lover of yours, you had to escape.
Tell me.
That's why you killed Angie and Tenko. But why'd you need to kill both? If you ask if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be
Wonderful.
no. Because I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside?
Wait!
Don't look at me, I'm not his lover.
Yeah.
Calm down, no one would want a disgusting shit-stuffed bitch like you anyway.
Sploosh!
What the what? Kyo, who is it? Who's this person you love? Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I don't mean inside this academy. I mean inside me.
Sister.
Yes, the one I love lives inside me, my dearest sister. Sister?
Wait!
Don't look at me, I'm not a sister.
Right?
Well, duh, if you were his sister, he would have killed himself already. Your sister? But didn't you say she was your lover?
Whatever is the matter?
It's not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I
Okay.
loved her so deeply. And she loved me so deeply.
No physical connection. What does that say there?
The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us. They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared.
I knew you were a creepy weirdo.
How I longed for my sister's warmth. The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth.
That sounds pretty dirty, man.
For my beloved sister.
Always messing around.
You had to escape from here, right? I had to kill for her.
Huh?
What?
Sister.
Sister was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely. Even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I'd find some friends for her. Friends for my dear deceased sister.
Huh?
Deceased?
Do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost, so her friends should be ghosts too, right?
For my beloved sister.
For sister's sake, I killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people, worthy of being sister's friends. What?
Incomprehensible.
This is too impossible to understand. Too impossible. Sister is very happy. Yes, Kyo. I'm very happy. Thanks to you, I'm not lonely.
What?
Could it be that the lipstick version of Kyo is...
Korekio's older sister.
Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What?
What the hell? After I lost my beloved sister, I was just so distraught I nearly went mad. But sister came to save me. You visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me. Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never lonely.
Korekio.
That's wonderful, Korekio. Your love made the impossible
Are you
possible.
serious?
Is this really a spirit?
Told you.
He's just delusional. What a sad girl who can't even believe in the power of love.
Ew.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for a dead chick. You said you killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just the two you killed here.
What was that?
Seems like he was already crazy before he got here. You didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, huh?
Acceptable.
Do not make me out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister's friends. Only girls? I see, so when we were deciding on who should be the medium... Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. You said it would work best with a girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls here. And besides Maki and Miyu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sisters' friends. All worthy? How come I'm not included? I mean, not like I cared. The second victim could have been me? Tenko died in place of me? Then I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go on. No, I'll do it.
Excellent.
Himiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made her a perfect friend for my sister. She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko. Huh? Infiltrate? Really?
What?
How did you... It was obvious to me. I've studied many people. Yeah, she stood up against the darkness of the school all by herself. All for her beloved friend. I was so touched by that. Wonderful. She was the perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko.
Well.
Though, I was planning on having you become sister's friend too. Eventually.
No way!
What? You do all that for... Wait, you do all that just to kill? For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were interested in the caged shell just so you could use it to kill someone, right?
Let's see.
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that,
Beloved sister.
I wanted to kill for sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling.
Are you okay?
You look kind of pale. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on Kia right now. I'll able to explain though. I didn't plan to kill both of them. I knew I'd have plenty of chances after escaping this place. But Angie walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I might as well kill someone else too. After all, it'd be a shame to just waste the sounds trick I prepared. You're talking like you killed her just because you could. Not just because I could. I was sending another friend to sister. You're such a thoughtful little brother, but it was bad to get greedy. You're right. Because of that, now I can't send 100 friends to sister. Do you understand now? Those were the circumstances of Korekio's crime. I do not understand. This is all too impossible for me to understand. That's right, killing 2 friends for your dead sister?
But how?
That's wrong. That's so wrong. Oh, don't get so worked up. It's something I learned after sister's death.
Do not worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Korekio's side.
Sister.
Thank you, sister. I love you. Cut it out already.
What was that?
I don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing's making sense. It's not fair. Why did Angie and Tenko have to die for something so unfair?
Well,
Because death is unfair.
yeah. And another thing.
All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they report about death? Because everyone likes unfair deaths.
Maybe.
Well, if you look at it like that, this whole killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game. Man, if people were watching this, they would get a kick out of it. If people were watching this? Knock off the bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this.
You got me.
Now, yeah, if I wasn't in this killing game, I'd have so much fun watching.
So then,
The nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in mystery, but my role in it is over. I've finished my explanation to you, friend.
Sister.
I think I shall go and see her now, my beloved sister. I was unable to send her 100 friends, but at least I can see her again.
Korekio.
It's alright, sweet Korekio. Come to me.
Oh,
Looks like you're already prepared. Now then, let's get started.
it's
Damn it, killing him's like...
time.
He doesn't care if he's gonna die. It's not even a good punishment. We should make him stay alive forever. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
Huh?
Punishment time?
Sister.
My beloved sister, at long last, I'll finally get to see you
That's
again.
right.
See, it's a reward. I don't want to reward him. Yes, from now on, no one will try to stop us. We could be together without having to hide our love from others.
What?
Wait, I can't accept this.
therefore,
Like I said, there's no such thing as a death that can be accepted.
from an anthropological point of view,
Why do you think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumors of ways to resurrect the dead never cease? The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death also determines how you live. Yes?
What was that?
That was the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death?
Now then, I've
I
prepared
prepared
a
a s-
very special punishment.
Good.
I shall observe.
I'll watch over you all as a ghost. As your friend, I'll watch
That's
over
right.
you. It won't just be me and Korekio. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends.
Humanity is beautiful.
I'll be watching forever and ever.
It's punishment time.
Please don't watch us forever and ever. I don't like that. Can we not have him watch us forever and ever? Can we find a more fitting punishment for him? He wants to die. He gets to go see his sister and shit. Cultural melting pot. Which one's Monodam gonna kill? It's gonna be the red and white one, right? Monodam's just waiting, watching, ready to murder one of them. He killed himself? Not Monodam. Quick, kill his ghost before it gets away. That was really fucking weird. But cool, I guess. What? No, Monodam, why?
How can this be?
What the... To think my cute child would commit suicide.
Yay!
It's so cute. It's so freaking cute that he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. I think he might have needed therapy. Monodam committed suicide. Had I known this would happen, I would have been nicer to him. The only reason Monodam obsessed over getting along was because everyone but me bullied him.
Right.
It's the other Mono Cubs drove him to suicide, but not me. Who's Monodam? You already forgot? That's kind of scary.
Well now.
Looks like another class trial is wrapped up without incident, so... I'm gonna take back this here Necronomicon. Seems like a waste though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added them to your roster.
You?
Shut up. How long are you gonna keep talking about that? Ignore him. The whole resurrection ritual was obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally and get us to panic.
What's the point?
I'm assuming you think another murder will happen if you do that, right? Who can say? What a waste. If none of you were going to use it, you should have let me have it. Then I could have resurrected one of my dead siblings. Which one? Well, I don't know. They were all pretty terrible, actually. Wait, did one of us die? I could have sworn it's just been the two of us this whole time. It's too bad you missed your chance to raise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
So long. Farewell.
I'm gonna go back to my room now. We lost 3 people in this one. Even now, he still talks about raising the dead.
Messing around.
Man, this is stupid. What people believe in is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead. The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. It's not something a coward like you should say. Shut up, leave me alone. There's one thing this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't after all, not in this academy. Monokuma is god around here. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapons we have.
Do his best.
Then God to do his best to keep everyone safe. God to want to protect everyone. But your talent is entomology. I don't want Shuichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials. Your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. When are you going to use that, huh?
Okay,
I'll work hard until everyone trusts my ultimate talent.
that's right.
It may not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. Maki. I see. I wonder how long that'll last. What if your true calling as a killer shows? Don't underestimate her. Maki Roll's one of my sidekicks. I don't remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll? You guys are so close now. This must be the powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner. Especially not after losing 7 people. You're right. Only 9 people left now. Well, what do you know? The dumbass can do basic math. That's right. 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away and only 9 remain. By that calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces?
But
Just 9 of us?
no.
Humans are like weeds, too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end. That's totally what the heartless robot is thinking, right? Right?
Rude.
No, I'm not thinking that. Your blatant robophobia is simply inexcusable. But hey, none of us gave up, right? I know we're all going to escape. I'm not going to rely on a god, spirits, or the dead. Just you guys. I believe in all of you.
Well,
Kaito.
of course.
You're right. Those of us who remain can start over.
Hey.
Hold up. Keyboy needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. And there's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept.
Exciting!
Yank your head off and smash it into the ground with all your strength. Got that?
No way.
Never heard of such an intense form of apology. It's like when the Yakuza get you to cut your fingers off. It seems like everything is settled for now. Even though we're missing her.
You alright?
Himiko, you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help? You can tell Gonta. I think we should let her have some space for now. That might be best for her.
Okay.
I remember how I felt. Gonta understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko was such a liar.
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world was comprised with just the truth. Even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know?
Right?
What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said it because I thought about it. Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding back. What are you repressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? What? Hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. And venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. Tinko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. But I gotta survive. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you. Himiko. Himiko cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotions she'd bottled up inside. Before we knew it, as if lured by her doing so, we began crying. The tears we shed, I can't even describe it. We were crying about what we'd been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love, tears filled with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. After a while, Himiko finally calmed down. However...
Is she hard to carry, Gonta?
No,
she's tiny.
fine.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow,
like a deep fryer.
That really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me? You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking ya!
There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
He sure is. While we were heading back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaito had stopped in his tracks. Kaito, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead.
Well,
You sure? Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, and you should have said so earlier, I thought you were sick. You worried about me? Yeah, worried about your stupidity. Still haven't warmed up to me, huh? Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. Seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore. Yeah, because of me.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe, but you sound like you're breaking, Kaito. But like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead. Sure, got it. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Please don't die, Kaito. After our goodbyes, I returned to my dorm room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaito. What the hell? He actually is sick.
Damn it! I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet.
I don't have time to be dying. Man, dying's so lame.
No way am I gonna die here. No way.
What's wrong with him? Transfer student from beyond the grave? Never happened. We don't have a transfer student from beyond the grave. Mysterious mask. Well, I think we wrapped that one up a bit faster than usual, so that's pretty cool. Alright, well, we'll wrap this one up here, and in the next episode, Chapter 4 starts, I suppose. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.